somebody is watching, and I'm not sure when you're going to get this video, whether it's going to be Wednesday or not, because at the moment our Wi-Fi in our house is very buffery, so it's not really that great at the moment. So I do apologize if the video doesn't get uploaded today, but I'll upload as soon as I possibly can. And I'm actually recording it on a Wednesday, the day that I normally upload a video. But if I don't upload it Wednesday, that's why. It's because of our slow Wi-Fi connection at the moment, but it will get sorted soon. So Monday I did my top 10 Simon Garfunkel songs, and today I'm going to be ranking their studio albums. It won't be including any LPs or EPs. I don't know if they've ever had EPs. It's not including live albums or compilations. It's just their 5 main studio albums. So you can let me know your rankings of these in the comment section below. And that being said, let's get started with my number 5. I will also talk about the release date of all of these and what I rate them out of 10 as well. But we'll start off with my number 5. So my number 5 is their first studio album, being Wednesday Morning 3 a.m., which was released in October 1964. So it's got in total 12 songs, 6 on the first side and 6 on the second side, if you were to get this album on vinyl. It's got quite a few covers on this album, which does let it down a bit for me, but it does have some amazing songs though, and I think some of the covers are done very well, such as the Bob Dylan cover for Times They Are a Changin'. You've also got the acoustic version of The Sound of Silence. It isn't my favourite version, but I still do love that version of the song, and yeah, I've not really got too much else to say about it. It's not an album I choose to listen to very often, but there are some great songs, just not many amazing songs, and not that many songs that I'd rate a 10 either. But if I had to rate this album out of 10, I would rate it an 8 out of 10. I still think it's a great first album. And number 4 is their album from 1966, or one of their albums from 1966, and it was released in January of that year, and it's the Sounds of Silence album. It's got 11 songs, 6 on the first side, 5 on the second side, if you were to get it on vinyl. Why I think it's better than their fourth album is just because there's no covers on this album, and there are more amazing songs, and there are more songs I rate a 10. You've got the sound of Silence, the electric version, which is the first track on the album. You've also got Kathy's song, April Comes You Will, which I think are very underrated Simon Garfunkel songs. They just missed out on my top 10. If you've not seen that video, and in case you're wondering what my honorable mentions were, my top 10 Simon Garfunkel songs, they were definitely in there for honorable mentions. And it ends with a song called I'm a Rock. Absolutely love that song. So I think overall it is a very great album. Again, it's just not one I listen to too much. I listen to the ones that I absolutely love. So I need to give this one a full listen all the way through again. But for this album, I would rate it 8.5 out of 10. And now I'll move on to my number 3. And number 3 is their other album from 1966, which is Party Stage, Rose Me in Time, and that was released in October of 1966. It's got 12 songs, 6 on the first side and 6 on the second side, if you were to get it on vinyl. It's got songs like it's got Scarborough Fair, Slash Canticle, Homeward Bound. It's also got other fantastic songs like the 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy, for Emily Whenever I May Find Her. I even love like the Tangling Conversation, 7 o'clock news / Silent Night. It's a very underrated Simon Garfunkel song, and that's what ends the album, is that 7 o'clock news and Silent Night song. I've not really got too much to say besides I just prefer it than all there's other two. This is the one I've actually got on vinyl. I've not got those other two I've mentioned on vinyl yet. I'm not sure if I will, but this one I'm definitely happy that I've got on vinyl, because there's so many songs I absolutely love. It's not there are a few songs that I don't listen to as often as I should, but it's just an album that I just think it's a very underrated album overall, and I just absolutely love it. I just think it's just better than those other two albums, and I think it's a pretty amazing album. And I would give it, if I had to rate the album, I would give it a 9.25 out of 10. It's just an outstanding album that I think more people should definitely listen to. So my number two Simon Garfunkel album is the Bookends album from 1968, and it was released in April that year. It's got 7 songs on the first side and 5 on the second side, if you were to get it on vinyl, of course. Um, it's just got so many amazing songs on this album. Save the Life of My Child, a very underrated Simon Garfunkel song, definitely up there. It was very close to being my top 10. Well, I wouldn't say it was in my top 10. It was very close to being in my top probably 15 Simon Garfunkel songs. It might even be in my top 15. I'm not really sure. You've also got America, um, Bookends, Mrs. Robinson, at the Zoo, which is what ends the album. Um, it's just an absolutely amazing album. It's also a concept album. That there was one song called Voices of Old People. That's literally all it is. It's not even a song. It's just old people talking, which is I think that's the main thing that really lets it down. Is maybe it's too concepty for me. I just made that word up. I think it's also got a really beautiful tune. Well, the Bookends theme, which is what starts the album. No vocals, but I still think it's an amazing tune. It definitely could get stuck in your head as well. Um, Again, I just feel like it's the voices of all people, and maybe the fact that it's too much concept for me. That's why it's not my favorite Simon Garfunkel album. But what do I rate it? I still rate it as 10. A 10. I still rate it a 10. It's a masterpiece. I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend to listen to it. If you have not, there's just a couple of songs that knock it back for being my favorite album from them. But now we'll get to it with my favourite album from Simon and Garfunkel. And my favourite is a Bridge Over Troubled Water album, released in 1970. It's got 5 songs on the first side, 6 sides on the second side, if you were to get it on vinyl, and it was released in January of 1970. But before we get started talked about it, I feel like their Simon Garfunkel's discography, they get better with all their albums. And the final two I would rate a 10. This one I just prefer more than Bookends. So it's got, of course, the title track, Bridge Over Troubled Water, a fantastic song. I know someone who's it's their favourite song of all time. You've also got El Condor Pasa, If I Could, Cecilia, Keep the Customer Satisfied. It ends with So Long Frank Lloyd Wright. Then the second side begins with The Boxer, one of my favourite Simon Garfunkel songs, and it's in my top 20 songs of all time. You've also got Baby Driver, The Only Living Boy in New York, Why Don't You Write Me, Bye Bye Love, which is a cover, I believe it's a cover from the Everly Brothers, and it's a live version of that song that ends with Song for the Asking, another underrated Simon Garfunkel song. It's 11 songs, over 37 minutes, and it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. It's in my top 10 albums of all time. I absolutely love it, and I think if you've not heard Simon Garfunkel before, I think this is definitely the album you should start with. I've not really got too much else to say about it. Besides, it's just one of my favourite albums of all time. It's a masterpiece. I love every single song on here. I rate most of them a 10 out of 10. The ones I don't, I still absolutely love them. I still enjoy listening to them. And it's an album that I'm definitely going to be listening to lots more in the future. I listened to it about 3 times all the way through already. Maybe only a couple, but I'm definitely going to be listening to it a lot more often. And that's it for ranking these studio albums for Simon and Garfunkel. And you can let me know what your opinion on my list is, and you can also let me know what your list would be for this in the comment section below as well. Simon and Garfunkel, I think, they're a very underrated band. I think more people need to listen to them. I think they're one of the best duos of all time. I still think my favourite duo is Lennon and McCartney, but after them, my second favourite is Simon and Garfunkel. I think they're absolutely amazing. Even though they've only done 5 albums, a lot of their songs are just really incredible. I think all their songs are great, but I think definitely a lot of them I would rate a 10 out of 10. I'd highly recommend to listen to any of these albums. especially Bridge Over Troubled Water. Be my favourite from them. And I just want more people to listen to Simon Garfunkel. I just think that they're just. I've not really got too much else to say. Just I think that they're just absolutely amazing with what they do. You've got some amazing lyrics with Paul Simon. You've got amazing vocals with Art Garfunkel. Um, and I think, yeah, that's really all I gotta say for that. Definitely listen to more of Simon Garfunkel, please. If you're not listening to any, I recommend to start with the Bridge Over Troubled Water album. Also linked in the description below is my video with my top 10 Simon Garfunkel songs. In case you missed that, it's down below in the description for you to watch that once this video is finished. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be a review, and that'll be on Monday. Until then, ciao.